to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up, and then throughout the world today must protect the flag.
Welcome to the show. My name is Jesse Peterson. For those that is not familiar with me, I'm the president of BOND, Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. And we are dedicated to rebuilding the black community by rebuilding the black man. And what BOND is doing is dealing with every aspect of the black family and the black community. And one of the things that we realize is that the downfall of the black community is due to the failing of the black man. The black man has not been responsible. He's not self-controlled and self-reliant, self-contained. He's not responsible for his family. So what we're trying to do is understand what went wrong so that we can see the problem and overcome it. Today we're talking about black businessmen. My guests are men that have and own their own companies. And what we want to do this year, 1992, is to encourage black men to start their business. And we want to learn from these guys' experience as far as how to start it. What are some of the challenges that we are faced with and how to overcome it? And before we get into the topic, I want to first welcome my guests. I thank you guys for coming. All right. What I'd like for you to do, starting from my right to my left, is to tell me your name and the name of the company you have and where you're located, all right? And we'll go around the room and get into the conversation.
My name is Louis Troy, and I'm the owner of Troy Construction, which is a home improvement and remodeling company for residential and commercial improvements. And I'm located in Inglewood.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
My name is Doyle Walker. I'm the owner of Doyle's Professional Shine Parlor at 6517 Southwestern Avenue.
Okay.
My name is Hasan Sharif. I'm a partner with Rite Realty. We're located at 1041 North La Brea. That's at La Brea and Centinela. We're a full-service real estate company, and we encourage you to give us a call for any real estate needs that you may have.
Okay, next.
I'm John Alston. I own John Alston Presents, and we are located in Los Angeles with offices in Danville, California, and operate out of a number of speakers bureaus throughout the country. Our work is primarily focused on cultural enrichment, character development, and attaining one's personal goals.
Thanks for having me, Jesse. My name is Sylvester Rivers. My company is Rivers Duplication / Uhuru Communications. It has two components. One is audio cassette duplication and production, recording, remote and in-house. And the other component is marketing blank cassettes and information on black history and culture on cassette tapes. And we're located in Hollywood. And we service all over Southern California, Northern California, all over the country, actually.
All right. Okay.
How you doing? Glad you invited me. My name's L.C. Green. I'm with Executive Business Services located in Inglewood. I'm at 3122 West Manchester. And we are income tax preparation and accounting business. And our phone number is area code 310-674-6187.
All right.
My name is John Shamburger, and I own my own financial service company through Primerica Financial Services. And my business is educating families on their life insurance policy and also debt consolidations. My location is whatever the community are, that's where I am. And they can reach me at my business at area code 213-733-7713.
All right.
I'm Jarrette Fellows, Jr., and I head California Sunshine News. It's a publishing business. I publish a black restaurant magazine called The Incredible Edible Munch and a Christian news magazine called Triumph, and I also operate an investigative writing service called The Journal Sleuth. And I'm located in the LAX area, and if I can get my number, it's
yeah, sure.
area 213-338-0084.
Okay, you know, one of the things I want to do is also promote you guys. because most of you I've had the opportunity to work with. And for a long time, I had a negative image. I think basically because some of it was true, too, as far as working with black people. You know, I've always heard that we don't give the best service. We don't treat each other right. We always want something free. Let's say if I go to Sylvester, and I worked with Sylvester before, I would want to pay him less than I would the white man, you know, as most people say. But I find that as working with you guys, it's not like that. I want to ask Sylvester, why did you decide to go into your own business?
Well, actually it came out from what I was doing, and I want to just hit the topic. You were saying, how do people start their business?
Yeah.
Well, you have to look at what you're doing first. I was doing radio programs for a long time, and I would go out and record different speakers, and it was a natural result of what I was doing. So I had a lot of tapes of materials of different speakers, such as historians, Ivan Van Sertima, a lot of tapes on Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. So I realized that I could sell these tapes, and the people wanted it, and it also was offering a service, another component to business, that is giving something, I think with the brother here, character.
Yeah.
Not just something that will help their lives out, information on cassette tape. But just to address the other thing you said, people sometimes, I might give a price on my services, and they'll look at me funny and say, $300? So I tell them, I know that, if you want to pay more, fine. It's that mental attitude, yeah, I know that might not be enough, but you can pay me more and that would be fine. Because we do tend to, since we know each other, try to get a lesser amount. And I have to also keep myself in check, because I want to, if I work with LC, I want to make sure I give him what his fee is.
That's right. Do you guys have that same problem? Do you find that if you're dealing with a black customer, that they want it a little more for less, as opposed to dealing with a white customer? Do you find it?
The issue I found on price mostly lies within the context of the business person. It's simple. When someone addressed the price issue with me, I just let them know, like every year, my prices increase. And I simply let my clients know that I give myself a raise.
Yeah.
I cannot continue good quality service if I'm going to do it at a reduced price. If you're going to go in business, you got to first really understand the elements of image. If you accept what you've been taught about yourself, you're not going to make it. It's just the fact that people are not going to come.
One of the problems that I had when I first started my company is when a person would want, and I want to try to get this answer because I know a lot of people that are going into business, they're afraid to price people, to charge them. And I know I had a problem with that because I wanted the custom so bad. Until I know that I should be charging more, but I would just do what they wanted me to do as opposed to doing what is right. How should we deal with that? Should we just say to hell with it, if you want it, this is it? Or should we try to lower our price for that?
You gotta be
a lot of it, in my mind, depends on what the market will bear and the kind of quality service that you're giving. When I started out in 1976, I was charging about 10% of what I charge now. And the market changes and the demand changes, and you find what your competitors are charging. It's not like one just sits down and says, I'm going to just charge this price. You have to analyze and remain competitive, and at the same time know what the upper end of that competitive market is.
What made you decide to go into it? But did you have a lot of money, or was it something like with Sylvester that sort of happened by itself? What made you decide to?
I wanted to be the one that called the shots. If I make it because I make it.
Right.
If I don't make it, I don't make it because I don't make it. It's me.
And did you have a lot of money when you started out?
No, I didn't have a lot of money. In fact, I took a bath when I first started. I learned the hard way. I started out, meaning that I lost a lot. I lost a lot. In fact, I have to say, I was close to being homeless at one point.
Really?
Absolutely. In fact, I had no place to live. I had the good fortune of having set up business and having rented office space, and I lost my living quarters and ended up living in my office for a while until I was able to get enough funds together from work that I had been doing, and I would go and I had friends that would help me out, so I had a place to shower and I had places to eat and things like that. But there were points, and this was some time ago, about 15 years ago, where I just didn't know whether I was going to make it or not.
Did you have people telling you that you shouldn't do it, you shouldn't start your business, you should go work for somebody, or or calling you names because you are out there trying to make it? Did you have to deal with
I
that?
was called crazy.
Yeah.
I was called crazy, and a lot of people will try to label you that way so that you can become discouraged. And, I guess there is a kind of craziness that goes with wanting to be on your own, but it's something that you have to be driven. It's not anything you just say, well, I want to start my own business. You have to be driven to do it, and you know that you either make it on your own or you don't.
Yeah. How about you, Doyle?
Well, my business, my idea were I was, all of my life I lived pretty well in what most people call the fast lane. And I see that things around me, how it's falling apart, and the youngsters, and not only the young, the older people too. Everybody was, I never did believe in asking nobody for a job. I always felt like that they told me I couldn't think, but I always felt like I could think. And I didn't want nobody to tell me what to do. And why I went into this business, I wanted to be able to give other people a shot at it that felt like that they didn't have a shot at it. And especially the young people and it seemed like the old people, the people of my age, they constantly stayed on the job and wanted to retire. And I didn't like the job because it don't have enough paydays for me. I like money every day.
Let me ask you this, Doyle. You know, a lot of people say, well, you have to have a lot of money. The white people won't loan us money in the bank. And they're using all these excuses not to start a business, really. Did you have a lot of money when you started out?
No, I had an idea.
Yeah.
And I had $2 in money. I didn't know where to go in. I never shined a pair of shoes before in my life. But in the meantime, everything I ever did, I had never did it before in my life until I decided to do it. And my thing is, I feel like that I don't want to do nothing I don't want to do. I have a choice, and I put emphasis on choice. What I choose, then I can be successful at it, because what I choose is what I like. And if I enjoy it, well, then I'm going to be successful, because hours don't mean anything. Just like my business, I put in 13 to 18, 20 hours a day, every day, 365. Yeah. And I don't get tired, I get sleepy. Because I don't have no stress. Stress is, everybody's under stress that don't have no money. As quick as you run out of money, stress sets in. And as quick as you get some money, you relieve the stress. And I don't feel that you're supposed to blame the white man for not letting you have no money. My credit was bad, and I made it bad. The white man didn't make it bad, and the black man didn't make it bad. I made it bad. So that ain't no use of me going to him asking for money, because I don't have anything but an idea. And the most of the people I talk to don't believe it no way. So he ain't gonna believe it, but I believe it. That's who's important. So now I take what I have and make what I want out of it. That's what I've been doing all my life. I ain't never had nothing. I just take what I have and then go and get what I want.
How about you, Troy?
I like to say one thing. I'm the owner of Troy Construction and Home Improvement and Remodeling. I didn't give my phone number. My phone number is area code 213-299-6549. But one of the things that I wanted to, that I'm hearing here, and it's particularly from John, what he was saying in marketing, the reason why when we go out and talk to a black person about giving them any kind of service, the reason why they feel we're supposed to do it for less is because most black people, and you have to say this, they don't feel good about themselves. And that's why it's so quick for them to inflict harm and punishment and kill each other, because it's a mirror situation. And they don't feel good about themselves. A lot of times I've gone out and give a person an estimate to add on a room or to do any type of home improvement. And if I'm close to what a white or my counterpart or my competition, a white contractor is charging, they'll say, well, look what the white boy is charging. Can you give me a break? Or I said, no, we both buy our lumber from Sears Lumber or from the same place.
That's right.
And you have to be real firm and adamant about quality service. If you keep stressing that you give, your service is just as good or better, and they can see your work, then you have to be firm and stand on that, because they'll come back to you. They have to go through all the head games about feeling inferior, and then they'll come back and say, well, I'll give this guy a try. But they will always test you on that point about showing you something what a white or a Caucasian have showed you. They even go so far as to show you their bid.
Wow.
You know.
Jarrette, what made you decide to go into your business?
Couple things. One, I was written out of the budget. I was a PR director for a hospital in 1981, and they wrote me out of the budget. I won't go into why, but it had nothing to do with them having money. They had plenty of money.
So you mean that they got
I was
rid of
their
you?
first PR director, and I understand that the corporate office didn't know that they had hired a black public relations manager when they found out the word was get rid of him.
Yeah.
That came from the assistant administrator who was black, and he told me that. And what happened at that time, it ruined my family. My marriage broke up. I was evicted from my apartment. So I made a vow then. I said that nobody would ever control my life again to that degree. And the second reason I went into my own business as a writer is because I've always wanted to write. In my business, racism is very forthright. I mean, it's very prominent in advertising, journalism, media. But I refuse to do anything else but do what I'm gifted to do. So if I could not get a job at the Times or anywhere that I felt that I deserved to be, then I would create my own avenues, and that's what I've done. And so I've been able to write now in my own business for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, and when I come back, I want to help the people to understand, the black men particularly, how to overcome that fear that we have when we want to step out on our own, because there is a lot of doubt and fear that hold us back. And I want to talk about how do we overcome that fear, all right? We'll be back. We'll take a break and be back.
What is Jesse Peterson talking about? Who speaks for black people? Bond, brotherhood organization of a new destiny. Rebuilding the black community by rebuilding the black man. Meetings held every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. and Tuesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Location, 2625 West Manchester Boulevard, Inglewood, California, 90305. For more information, call area code 213-759-3844. That's 759-3844. Bond, rebuilding the black community by rebuilding the black man.
Welcome back to the show. We're talking about starting your own business. Just before we went to break, Jarrette was making a statement. I want to ask, should we give a discount to a person because they're black and I'm black? Or how should we deal with that?
No, I don't think we should do it just because they're black. I think what I do, if I'm able to pass on savings to someone, I will. But I'm not going to cut my nose off to spite my face. If I'm unable to do it, I can't do it. What good is it going to do if I give everybody discounts and I go out of business?
Yeah.
You know,
right.
So a lot of our people have to understand business and overhead. The things cost money. In advertising, for instance, I've had people who thought that I should give them a full color ad for $100. That's ridiculous. You know, I'll have to sit and lecture them and tell them why I can't do this.
And are you able to be totally honest with that customer, or is there a pool that you to sort of hold back with them?
Well, when I first started off, I didn't want to because I thought I might lose the business. But hey, I lost the business anyway. So no, I'm honest with them, straightforward.
I found in service business particular, you reduce discount, cause you to discount your productivity. You can't afford to give a discount in the days because of what you have to do. In my particular business, I know you see a lot of signs setting up this time of year saying income tax start at $15. And I've always refused to put a sign up like that because it's just not true.
That's right.
It's no way I can do that, and I refuse to sit down and try to explain to a person when they come in expecting that. So it's just not possible to give a discount, and people, the community really, once you go with what was presented earlier, if you stick with your prices, once the brothers and sisters go through all other channels, they're going to come back to you anyway.
Yeah,
and you feel much better about what you're doing, and they will too.
That's a good point. Yes.
I think an underlying factor in what everyone is saying here, and the reason that we're approached many times for a discount is because our people don't feel that we can do the same job or a job as good as anyone else. And we're always compared in this society to the Caucasian. They feel they want a discounted price because they feel in many times that we don't offer full value. They don't feel that we can do the job that the Caucasian can do, so they want a lower price. So I think it beholds...
Are we like that, or do we provide the same service, same quality service?
I think that it's, for that point, it's important that we offer quality service. I think for those of us that are in business, that's why we have to make it a point to do the best. As it used to, I think, be said in the past, how we had to do a job that was twice as good. We have to be certain that we do a job that's above and beyond what we're paid to do, so we can command the
Speaking
same
for
price.
myself, Jesse, I think that what I provide is equally as good as any white person. I went to the same schools they went to. I had the same classes. It just has a lot to do with us valuing ourselves as a people.
You know, I want to just sort of add to what he said that we have to provide far and beyond what is expected of someone else, of white people. Is that right? Am I quoting you right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. What I want to know, with me, I don't compete with anyone. I just try to do the best that I can do with all that I do. You know what I'm saying? My whole personality is building up to be the best. Just be the best, not competing. And I find in that I give better service. Because when you compete with someone else, you can never, I mean, how can you reach the quality of someone else if you just, because you're not being yourself. So what I want to know, isn't that a misnomer to try to be far and beyond anyone else, as opposed to just doing what you can do best in every area? Should we be that way?
I think your point is well taken, but I think what we're dealing with is perception. We're dealing with perception of our own people about how we do business.
Yeah.
So,
and when you say perception, we all think that we give bad service, and if it's a black company, you don't expect the quality service.
No, I don't think we all think that way, that many of us do. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. That is true. Yes. I know that. Go ahead, Joel.
Well, I'm Doyle. Now, in my business, what I do, I never compare myself with nobody.
Right.
I give my best. It's a commitment. See, I'm committed to give everything I got and to everybody.
That's right.
Because I appreciate everybody coming, because everybody, people with money is wanted everywhere. And I'll give you the best I have. You can't please everybody. Everybody costs a certain amount of money.
That's right.
For me to do this job. Now, this is what you're going to pay if I do it. And but I always try to give more than what they expect, and I expect more out of myself than they do, because business depends on what do you expect out of yourself.
Exactly.
And you have to set goals for yourself. Is say I'm going to be the best I can be at this, and I put mine out there because I believe in it. I don't believe nobody can do what I do no better than I do it.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I think we operate in two realities. One, on the personal level, I know that there are things that I have to do. It's just like you. You set your own standard in terms of what you will not accept as shoddiness or anything that's mediocre. So you set your own standard. At the same time, there is a world out there which demands a certain level of performance, and I think you have to operate in both worlds. The reason General Motors is having problems right now is that they can't compete with the Japanese. Even though some of those people on that line might feel like they do their best, there's a product out there that meets a specification, higher quality, offers something that more people want.
I don't quite understand what you mean by both worlds. What are you saying? If I have a standard that I live by, and that standard is of quality, I'm always doing my best. Even in my private life, I do best. What do you mean by both worlds?
Well, let me give you an example. I do a lot of work with young people. I speak to a lot of young people, youngsters going to school. Mm-hmm. A youngster may be studying, say, mathematics, and he feels like he has worked as hard as he could in performing mathematics, and he's still getting a C. There are other students who are working maybe as hard or not as hard as him, and they're getting higher grades. Now, why is that? He said, well, I'm working to my standard, and I'm working as hard as I can work. But then if he finds out that these other youngsters are putting in more time, and they're getting help from other people, and they're also studying people who do math well, so that those people can give them feedback about how to get better. You see, his standard is meaningless at that point, because in that classroom, he's going to be graded based upon his performance in mathematics.
Math may not be his thing, though.
It may not be, but he will have to find that out. I just use math as an example. Let's take any subject. And the thing is that you have to understand what the quality, what the standard is that dictates what is quality in that particular arena. In shining shoes, there's a quality. In building a car, there's a quality. You have to know what that quality is, and you have to meet that expectation. When I first started my business, I did not speak the same way that I do now. Right. So I had to find out what the quality was. I studied the business. I studied other people, so that what I could always do is not only compel myself to reach, because I did have my own personal goals, but also to look and see what is the highest quality standard that's out there at this point, and do I transcend that?
Can I say one thing?
Yes, go ahead. Before we wind up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like to point another thing out too. It's just like all of us are sitting around here, expounding about we're business people and all. That's a very good image to the black youth of America.
Project.
And if they could all see this all over the country, but they market us in two ways, through sports and through crime. Now, if I go out to a white neighborhood like the Palisades or so forth, and if I bid a job, I get work out there, but they really take me through the whole 9 yards. Okay, but if I go out there competing as a ball player or something like that, they wouldn't even look at a white guy. They automatically, because they market us as being better in sports and that sort of thing, and they don't market us. I mean, from the time.
How do you feel? Pardon me for interrupting. How do you feel about yourself? It ain't about how he feels, it's how you feel about you.
What I'm saying is that I feel good about myself, but I'm looking at the total picture when they first started with even making movies. They always portrayed us as down instead of in a positive light. And all the way up to now, when they let us in movies, they portrayed us as in a criminal element. And then from that to the athlete.
We're running out of time. This 30 minutes is over. This is a 4-part series. And so if you missed tonight, if you missed this Monday night, tune in next Monday night for part 2. The one thing I want to say is that if you want to start your own business, go for it. Don't ask anyone what they think about you starting your business. You just have to step out, have the courage to step out. And as you step out, other doors open for you. All right? We're going to pick up on that next Monday, so stay tuned for next Monday night. And have a good night. Thank you guys for coming. All right.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.